Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Zancath, the Halfling Fighter.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Corgo, the Human Barbarian.
I'm Ashley, and I play Aklep the Druid, a former member of the Burning Mammoth.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, scouts Zancath and Corgo began exploring the cave complex that lies between them and Lost Mammoth Valley. They were accompanied by Aklep, the former Burning Mammoth who was left for dead by Picano. Aklep has somehow obtained a fire elemental companion that stays with him at all times, burning angrily. They started off by carefully traversing ice patches to enter the first chamber, which had swarms of vampire bats, hanging from a ceiling armed with delicately clinging stalactites. After exploring a passage and a ledge, they decided to try to smoke out the bats, so they could safely knock down the stalactites, and they succeeded. With the entry chamber now a little safer, they proceeded up a narrow passage to the northwest, finding that the walls were coated in flammable lagopher oil. Lagophers being dog-sized aquatic mammals, resembling a cross between rabbits and otters. It was right as they realized this that the oil caught fire due to the fire elemental passing through the area. The sickly sweet-smelling oil and the air around it flashes briefly, burning everyone from Aklep to Corgo. Zancath and Hrangara are unaffected.
Cool.
Although this flash looks frightening, Aklep and Corgo only take 1 point of fire damage.
Oh man, I was so worried for like weeks or whatever.
Yeah, built it up a little bit more than it should have been. It was just 1 point of fire damage. You realize that the oil, though extremely flammable, is not thick enough here to keep burning or create a larger explosion. Grifka, the fire elemental, is, of course, unaffected, as he is immune to fire damage. Looking further down the passage, you can see there is more oil on the walls ahead, and it looks like it gets thicker and is spread all over the place, rather than intermittently. So, here you are in this passageway, with Aklep in the front, and you can see the passageway turns southwest and then south. What do you want to do?
I presume I need to send Grifka back because you said this is coated all over the passageway.
Yes, either send him back where he won't set everything on fire, or send him forward and have him harmlessly set everything on fire, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he continues ahead, you're certain he is going to set off this thick coat of lagopher oil.
I mean, that was contained in a fairly small area, right? Like 10 feet-ish?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
like, if we stayed back like 20, 25 feet and let him walk ahead, because presumably where it's thicker, it's going to be a bigger explosion, we could be all right.
You could do that.
All right, I like that thinking.
So Aklep is stepping back down the passageway.
Grifka, go.
Cool. All right, so Grifka steps forward.
I mean, are we presumably that's a big word for Corgo to use. So
Possibly,
maybe they
maybe.
live here because it's getting thicker, and then you're just gonna like kill all these animals.
Should I just keep going, or?
Oh.
All right, it depends. Corgo is talking to you. Do you want to tell Grifka to stop, or what do you want to do?
Can I roll something to... So we know that lagophers are territorial.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll something to see if they are a danger to the following and we therefore need to take care of them before the following comes through?
You know what? Aklep rolled a nature check in the last episode about this oil, and I'm actually going to roll that over to his knowledge of lagophers, since he identified the oil as lagopher oil, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Aklep, you know that they are territorial. They are not a danger to the following unless the following intrudes on their territory, in which case they will be unhappy and hostile. But you also know they're not terribly dangerous.
So I know they're not terribly dangerous, Joe, and I know that if we came into their territory, though, they would be mad.
They would be angry and they might attack.
Okay. Aklep turns to Korgo and nods and calls back out to Grifka. Grifka, go.
You want Grifka to go forward or come back?
Come back.
So Grifka comes back.
Why don't I sneak ahead a little bit, and I can just peek down the tunnel and make sure there's nothing more dangerous than Lagafers there. Just to be safe. If there's not, we can leave them alone and move on.
Aklep nods.
You want to stealth ahead?
I would like to stealth ahead.
Yeah, good idea.
Grifka, by the way, seems disappointed.
Oh.
Grifka slumps back.
Yeah, he kind of likes fire.
What are you using as light?
I have low light vision, so I feel like if Grifka stays where he's at, he might provide me enough light to see down this other tunnel, and if not, I will deal with that then.
Yeah, so there's definitely some light coming from Grifka. Some dim light.
So, Aklep, you seem to know a little bit about these things. Would they be a good addition to the following, or no?
Well, they create this Lagaffer oil.
Yeah.
I know that much, but is there anything else that would be good?
You know that this Lagaffer oil could be used as a weapon, and it is pretty potent. You know that they're not really great in combat. I mean, I guess they could be useful if you came upon some water. Maybe they could do something useful there. They do tend to live in the water. I mean, they wouldn't be a great addition, except that oil would be useful.
Okay. So Aklep will say, flammable oil, but aquatic, they wouldn't be happy.
Okay. I see. Yeah. I'll leave them alone then.
Zancath sneaks down the passageway. Go ahead and... Do you want me to do a stealth roll, or do you want to do a stealth roll?
I did a stealth roll.
Great.
Didn't occur to me. I got a 29.
29.
Whoa!
Wow. So Zancath disappears into the darkness ahead. It is foggy in this room. You can hear the sound of water rushing ahead of you. You emerge from this tunnel into a cavern. The air smells sweet, and the walls glisten with a thick, glossy film, which is barely visible in the little bit of light that you can still see from Grifka. In the distance, you can hear what is probably a waterfall to the southwest and the southwest wall of the room ahead. You can't see more than that from where you are. Your character on the map, you can see a bit, but it's actually pretty dark in there.
Okay. I will need light too.
You probably need some kind of light in here.
Which is dangerous.
If you're going to see better.
I don't have any kind of magical light that's not going to create flame, and flame is bad here. So
indeed.
Can I just listen and see if I can identify anything by sound?
Sure. Make a perception check. Go ahead. Make a perception check.
18.
You can hear, again, to the southwest, what sounds like water tumbling down from the wall. Probably a waterfall. You can hear a pool somewhere to your south, a large pool of water. You can hear things sloshing around in it. And every once in a while, you hear a little chirp or a squeak. Sounds like some kind of animal.
Okay.
They're really cute.
I am, in that case, just going to move quietly backwards and go back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Aklep is a prescient planner.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to suggest that maybe he has some vials or something that he can kind of go forward and collect some of this Lagaffer oil for future possible fire use, to help Grifka.
I love that. In fact, remember last time, Zancath made a crafting check to identify this as Lagaffer oil.
Well, I don't think I did make a crafting check. I think that crafting check, that 28, is for something else, but because I don't have it noted in my...
Oh, I listened to the audio. You rolled a natural 20 on that crafting check.
I think that was just also to identify the oil on the walls, not the liquid that I had. And are we talking the vial that I have, or...
No, we're talking about the liquid on the walls.
My bad, I misunderstood. Yes.
Because Aklep is talking about maybe collecting some of it. And yeah, I think that is a perfect use of your feat, which is a very cool feat. It's something you don't see much of in Pathfinder. It's more of a blaze in the dark kind of thing, where you come upon something, you realize you need something, and you can just say, aha, last time I was in camp, I planned for a situation like this, and now I have the thing I need. Right? That's the prescient planner feat.
It's pretty cool.
It says it must be a piece of adventuring gear, can't be a weapon, armor, alchemical item, magic item, or other treasure, but I think some glass containers or, water skins or something is perfect for this. Yeah, so you can easily collect some Lagerfur oil, and I'm going to say that, Zancath, you could turn this into something useful, like basically an explosive. What's the name of that explosive that you have? You have the
Tallow bomb, I think.
The tallow bomb. You could basically make a tallow bomb out of this.
Cool.
Okay. Do you want to try to do anything to get light in there and look around, or are you done with this area?
I think we're done with this area. I will report back to the rest of the group that I hear some chirps and squeaks and running water, but it doesn't seem threatening, and we could probably move on.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we can come back if it looks like we have to. I have a dumb question. Are these animals in, reality?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
No.
I imagine they smell like otters, though.
Yeah, I'm imagining an otter, but with, a big fire-breathing gland. Yeah.
Oh, they just secrete oil. They don't breathe fire.
Does seem dangerous, too.
Oh, they'd be burning themselves, Austin.
Yeah.
No, that's just step one in the natural selection process.
Next step is they breathe fire.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, they just haven't evolved that far, I guess.
I'd show you the picture, but you haven't seen them, so I can't.
Yeah.
They can't not be cute.
No, they have to be cute.
They might be cute. I guess I should warn you, they might be cute.
Oh no, we're definitely going to the cave, aren't we? All right. Well, I think we may have successfully not gotten into combat.
Yeah, I think killing animals needlessly would be anathema for me.
Yeah. Let's avoid killing potentially cute animals.
All right, let's back out.
Yeah.
Harmless.
Yeah, the ugly ones we killed before were fine.
Cute, harmless animals. As we get out of the cave, I am going to mark big X on the wall right there.
Cool.
And on the other side of that entrance, just to, because I've got chalk, and I'm just going to mark a big X signifying not to go that way.
Excellent. Good idea.
X marks the spot.
No.
You pass back through the large entrance cavern where you left the last dangerous stalactite hanging over the entrance. That one right at the entrance there was the one you left. And with the smoke from your fire petering out, the bats have started to return and settle back into place in the ceiling.
Okay.
They don't seem to be bothering you.
I think that's fine for now, because we don't need to take any more stalactites down at the moment. So...
We do have the one left. Do we just want to go ahead and knock it down before the too many bats come in?
I mean, we left it there as a defense mechanism in case whatever large creature was here came after us, but we can go ahead and take it down.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it would be bad if we tried to use it as a trap, and then instead we just awoke a bunch of bat swarms at the same time.
Yes.
That would suck.
I do agree. That would be bad. So it might be best to just go ahead and take it out now before more bats return.
Aklep nods.
There are some bats around. Not a lot. You want to take a stab at it and see if you're able to do it without disturbing any of the bats?
Not with that warning, no. Let's get the smoke back up a little bit, and then we'll do it.
Okay. If you want to get the fire burning a little bit more, get the smoke back up, I'll say that, what are you going to use as fuel? Because most of your fuel's burned up. You could take some of that Lagerfur oil maybe and throw that on there.
Aklep can just make things come out of thin air, so I think that's a pretty good idea.
Right, that's not a weapon. Technically, wood.
Aklep, how do you have so much stuff in your backpack?
Technically, Aklep can't do that again until you return to the following.
Oh, wow.
I guess there does have to be some kind of limitation.
Yeah.
Aklep's just like, I got hay. I just packed tons of hay.
Pour a little bit of the oil on there.
Okay, you want to collect some Lagerfur oil and throw that on the fire?
Yeah, and then we'll knock this last thing down.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll.
It was a good idea. I was hoping it would come in handy, but these stupid bats coming back already.
Okay, so you knock down that last stalactite. You now have the passage heading to the south that you partially explored, didn't go all the way down. You have a ledge to the east, and then you have a large passage going up to the northeast.
Aklep is going to point towards the passage to the northeast, because that's where there was the big animal print heading.
Okay, we'll go that way.
So begin moving in that direction to the northeast.
Can we assume we took these stalactites down as well? Like,
yes, I'm going to assume you took them all down.
Great. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So this passage leads east into the dark. As you continue along it in torchlight, I need to know what are your exploration activities first. And for Ashley's benefit, let's run through the options. Your options are avoid notice, which means you're sneaking. Defend, which means you're walking around with your shield kept up, and it means you get the benefit of raising your shield before your first turn even starts. You could be walking around casting detect magic. You could follow the expert, which means someone else is doing some kind of skill check, and that gives you a bonus on doing the same thing. You could hustle, which means you try to move extra fast. That won't be relevant here. You could investigate, which means you're using recall knowledge on the environment around you to try to learn something as you're moving around. You could repeatedly cast a spell. It would have to be a cantrip, like you're casting light over and over again or something like that. You could scout, which means you're basically being careful, moving slowly, and giving everyone in your group a +1 bonus to initiative. And then finally, you could search, which means you're just constantly making perception checks as you move along. All right? So those are the options. What does Zancath want to do?
What benefit does avoid notice give us?
Well, if everyone's avoiding notice, it would mean that you could roll stealth. Actually, even if just one person is. If you're avoiding notice, that means when you get to initiative, you could roll stealth for your initiative instead of perception, right? It also means you might start combat hidden.
Okay. I'm going to go with avoid notice then.
Corgo, what are you going to do?
I want to follow the expert. And
okay. So you're stealthing as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're also sneaking forward. And what's Aklep doing?
I'm split between two. Aklep can detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
But this doesn't feel like a particularly magical area so far, except for that little place where the hand was on the wall, maybe. But I think Aklep's going to just investigate.
I guess I should let you know that the way detect magic works at this point, when you cast it, it is, if you cast it as a cantrip, it lets you know about the presence of magic within 30 feet. It doesn't tell you where within 30 feet, doesn't point you in a direction. If you casted it as a 3rd level spell or a 4th level spell, then you gain more information. But as a cantrip, it would let you know if there's any magic within 30 feet, which is actually pretty useful, but only if there is actually magic.
I mean, it's still helpful knowing the absence of magic, like...
That's helpful too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin moving forward. So as you're moving east, you come upon several interesting things. There are cave paintings on the walls depicting animals. Mammoths, wolves, moose, elk, smilodons, and other familiar creatures. There is a central painting depicting a line of figures passing through a row of triangles, probably the stalagmites and stalactites of this cave. There is a prominently placed outline of a handprint with its fingers pointing south toward that passage that had the cracks in the ceiling and the dripping water. Remember that?
Yes.
As you move to the east here, right about in the area where Zancath is, maybe just slightly to the east of her, not all the way down the passage, but just slightly to the east of her, you see a wolf corpse lying on the floor.
Oh, dear.
Riddled with maggots. The cave continues to the east. You can see maybe something far away in your torchlight. Now, Zancath, do you have a torch out? It's going to make it hard to sneak.
It's going to make it hard to sneak if I've got a torch out. So I'm going to say no, we're relying on Grifka behind us, I guess.
In that case, let me turn off your torchlight.
Okay.
I think I've got it on.
I think so. I don't know how to turn it off.
I'm not sure I know either, but I'm going to try.
Oh, it's so dark.
Oh, yeah, it's spooky now. Cool.
What do you want to do? Do you want to keep moving east?
There is a path to the south into
now,
that.
I hate to do this, but you can't see that path to the south because none of you are making perception checks.
Okay.
And yes, it's dumb that it's right there on the map, but you can't see it because none of you are making perception checks.
Even though I'm investigating?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you... Okay, I didn't know you said that. You're investigating. In that case, I'll roll a secret perception check for you. Let's do that. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure investigation.
I missed that. I somehow missed that.
I feel like there's something dumb right here. Hold on.
As you're moving along to the east, Aklep spots a passage to the south. There's a narrow passage in the southern wall that leads up to one of those ledges that was visible from that western passage. You think you could climb through this narrow passage and squeeze onto that ledge. It would take a couple checks, but you think you could do it.
Okay, Aklep is going to make some sort of, I don't know, bat whistle or something to direct the attention of everyone else who's trying to sneak.
All right, all of you hear a bat whistle-like sound behind you.
Wait, Aklep, what was that sound? You're gonna have to make it again. I'm not sure I heard it.
Yep, it's like a little squeak from a bat.
Come on, do it. You gotta do it again. Come on.
I don't know what bats sound like, guys.
Oh, okay. I heard the signal. Okay, I'm turning around.
I mean, I think that's probably pretty correct.
Yeah.
So there is a passage to the south that Aklep has just moved to.
Oh wow, I didn't see that right there.
So Aklep is going to try to get up that.
Okay, I need an athletics check first.
Let's see if he's good at that. He's untrained. This is just a basic roll. Ooh. He's not athletic at all. He's been horribly burnt. Okay?
Yes, Aklep struggles and is not able to pull himself up this passage here. It's a little bit just maybe too slippery, or maybe he just hasn't rebuilt his strength enough. He's not able to get up.
That's all right, Aklep. Why don't we allow Corgo? He's the muscly one of the group.
Okay. Corgo, do you want to give it a try? Corgo is pondering this.
Okay, I guess.
Go up the dark passage.
Do we want to just finish exploring down here first and then come back to this?
That's perfectly acceptable as well.
Or do we want to go up there?
I'm going to move Grifka over so you have a little bit more light there.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm not scared, you guys.
No. We'll continue this way first.
Okay, but just to be clear, I'm not scared.
No, of course not, dear.
Okay.
Aklep looks uncertain.
Well, you should.
Continuing to the east, the cave begins to open into a larger room, but your view of this larger room is partially blocked by a slick soapstone curtain. I don't know if you can see that on the map there. There's a sort of a weird wall of little dots and things.
Yeah.
That is a soapstone curtain, which is an interesting rock formation.
Huh.
You can see a dead animal on the ground just to the east of you at the edge of Grifka's light. It appears to be a Smilodon.
Ooh.
And as you approach, you begin to hear the sound of snapping bone and tearing flesh echo from the south from behind that stone curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And this sound nearly drowns out the sound of whimpers from a raised ledge to your southwest somewhere. There's a platform you can hear elevated above the ground, some whimpering sounds.
This is so depressing.
Yeah.
I'm so concerned.
And then far away to the east, I don't know if you can actually see it or not. Maybe you can. There's a cliff that drops away into darkness. The only light in the area is Grifka.
When looking at the Smilodon corpse, and I'll get closer to it, can I see how long I think maybe it's been dead?
Make a nature or a medicine check.
We're doing nature, because we're good at that one, theoretically.
Nice.
What did you get, Ashley?
I got a 32 from a natural 20.
Ooh, nice. You know that this Smilodon was killed recently. And now that you move forward, you can see that there's a ledge to the south, and you know that sound that you hear are some cubs. That's the sound of some cubs.
Like Smilodon cubs?
Yes.
Oh. Mike, did you make this game for me?
And you suspect that sound you're hearing ahead from behind that stone curtain is probably something eating another Smilodon.
Welp. Sounds like some combat's coming up. We've got to save the babies. So.
Is this Aklep talking? Aklep, I had no idea you were so sensitive.
A little both.
No, this is not an Aklep voice. This is just a sick Ashley voice. And so Aklep is going to hold his shield up and kind of look back to the others and motion forward, because whatever this is, we got to clear the way for those mammoths. So
Yeah, whatever's big enough to kill Smilodons is certainly a threat.
Yeah. We continue forward. Here's a question before we continue forward. Will we be at a severe disadvantage if our only light is Grifka?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that will put you at much of a disadvantage, because unless you move outside of his radius of dim light.
Okay.
You could throw your torch down. If you wanted, I could put a light somewhere. If you wanted to throw your torch ahead of you and lighten the area.
Yeah, I don't want to give us away
Right.
before we get there to whatever's over there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand Aklep my torch and point to Grifka with the torch and say, whispering, but this is a podcast, so you need to be able to hear me. Light this when we get closer, and then throw it down, but I don't want to give our location away before we get up there. Okay?
Aklep nods.
Excellent. Yeah.
Gorgo takes out his long spear and nods too.
Yeah.
And Hrungara nods. And then Gorgo looks at Hrungara like, what? You know English?
Thank you for that. That was smart. I unsheathed my short sword, so I don't have to do it later.
Okay. I'm going to... Do you want me to light your token, Aklep?
Sure, yeah, I'll have a torch that I will light on Grifka, like he's some sort of cigarette lighter, and then throw it down once we get around the corner. Hey, he's really useful. He's my favorite companion ever.
That's great.
Hey, does he have a USB charger? My phone is getting low.
You called him Bic or something.
I'm following after you, Zanks. We'll sneak right up on whatever this is.
I nod. Yep. So we continue forward.
Are you emitting light now or not? I can't tell.
I think I'm seeing sight lines, but not light lines. So I'm not. I can
Yes.
see kind of too far for what this level of darkness should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if I need to adjust that in the map. Hang on a moment. Let me see if I can adjust the map settings, because I think...
Cool. If you've got dark, if dark works on this map, definitely use it because it adds to the
Lighting.
vibe.
Makes it eerie.
Makes this give me that cave vibe, GM. Also, if you can add like a dank, dark smell, that would be cool.
It's real dark now. Oh, that's much darker.
Yeah.
And I do see. I do
That's what I'm
like. There's
talking
a
about.
ring around Aklep now.
Okay.
Cool. Oh no, I'm scared, you guys. No, don't go back.
You brought this on yourself, Josh. This was your idea.
I don't like this anymore.
Okay, so now you're in this dark cave. Aklep's torch is lighting the area. You hear the sound of something crunching and chewing ahead of you. Aklep has raised his shield. Zancath, you're still sneaking?
Still sneaking.
Okay, so Zancath sneaks ahead, and as you come around that wall and the light begins to enter the room, Zancath, you see a creature.
Yeah.
And
No,
let's have a look at it.
it's not cute.
It's not cute.
Let's have a look at it. Let's see if I can't pull this up. I
What
should
have
have
we
had.
done?
I can't
Go
tell. It might
back.
be cute. Let me zoom in.
Lego furs. Let's go and pet the beaver things.
Oh, it looks like a owl bear bat vampire bat combination.
There
I
it
don't
is.
know. It's got like
Oh,
antlers.
No.
Oh. No.
I don't. It could be cute, guys. Calm down.
Nope.
Who
Nope.
knows? Oh no!
It's not. No.
Don't get closer to the face. Look at other stuff. Look at the horns.
There's so many things happening here.
No.
It is
What have we
humanoid.
done?
2 arms, 2 legs.
Cloven feet.
It's got antlers. Antlers coming out of knees, shins, ankles, biceps, elbow, maybe the hands and the head.
It has friendly-looking claws.
Really, really fantastic tusks going on. And like fur around the neck and shoulders. It's horrifying.
You know what's weird is that like what does the party do when they find a goblin in the woods, like a baby goblin in the woods, and like that moral quandary question? I think some things just look menacing and you're not going to talk to it first. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
I don't know. Is this something you try? What if this is like a sentient being with feelings?
I'm going
But
with vampire bat demon elk.
the art makes
Is
me
that-
go
Yeah.
kill it with fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I have a special treat for you because they actually included 2 pieces of art of this creature
Oh,
in this
dear.
adventure path.
Oh, why? That means it's real bad.
Maybe this is a cute one.
This is it like chomping on the Smilodon, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
It
wow.
got
this,
worse.
Yeah,
this one's
this one's
got
actually
abs.
worse. Yeah, why did they make it
Oh.
like a fitness model monster?
He takes good care of himself.
With there's no skin there. That's just muscle on the outside.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Is this... would I know what this is with a nature check?
Well, you can do that after we roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
What is Zanka's stealth?
I'm an
Is
expert.
she
You get a
trained
plus
or
2.
expert? I got a +2.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm an expert.
So, yes, Corgo, you are also sneaking. I actually want Zancath and Corgo to roll stealth checks before we start combat to see whether you're perceptible to this creature or not. I want to see how well you're hiding.
Okay.
That make sense?
I think you use whatever this roll is as the initiative
Yep,
check.
that's
too.
right. Yeah, you
Okay.
can do that. That's fine. If you want to roll stealth for initiative, we'll use that as your hiding attempt.
I got a 23.
All right.
Corgo with a 19.
And Aklep,
14.
the creature got a 22. That means, Zancath, you go first, and it is off guard to you because it doesn't... I don't think it does. Does it know you're there? Let's see. Oh.
It knows I'm
no.
there.
Actually, it sees you.
Okay. Dang,
It
that's
looks
a
right at you.
high perception right there.
Yes, indeed.
Would you use its initiative roll to see if it knows you're there because it was using perception, or did you roll separately?
Well, if she's
I was
hiding,
curious.
you roll against his perception DC.
Oh,
Like
okay. I see.
anytime, right? You want to know if you succeed in hiding from someone, you're rolling against their perception DC, and I know what that is. So, squatting over the body of another adult Smilodon is a bizarre creature. It is humanoid in shape, but skinless. You see its exposed muscle, bone, and sinew. It was carefully eating the Smilodon, but now that it sees you, it looks like it's going to do something else with the body of this cat. It sort of lifts it up. It's strange. You're not sure what it's doing. But you've rolled for initiative. Zancath, you get to go first. It looks like it probably sees all of you. What do you want to do?
Okay, well, that means I can get over to it at least. Though I'm
Sure.
losing sneak attack, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So,
So Zancath runs up to be right adjacent to it.
hoping that somebody else can get on the other side of it. But here we are. No sneak attack. So it is. I'm gonna strike at it with my short sword.
Okay.
That's a 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
Psh, come on. That's 5 damage with a +4.
Minimum roll, huh? Yeah.
Minimum roll.
All of that goes through.
Oh, good.
Hey,
At least there's
you
that.
hit, okay?
I hit.
That's pretty good
Yeah,
for Zancath lately.
The creature recoils from the stab with your sword.
Okay.
You're using the rapier, right?
No,
Or
it's short sword. I am going to, for my final action, let's see if this thing has any attacks of opportunity. I'm going to move around it to get into a flanking position. So I am between it and the far wall, I think. Or a cliff. I might be off the cliff. I'm going to go one over. I think that's a cliff.
That's actually a wall.
Okay, cool. I couldn't tell. Well, I can't see well enough, so I'm going to go where I'm not certain that's not a cliff, so I'm going to go where I feel safer. So I am directly to the south from this terrible, terrible creature.
Okay. So you run around the opposite side of this horrific creature, and as far as you can tell, it either chose not to use one or doesn't have an attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Next, the creature gets to go.
let's do it.
All right, so the first thing that it does is it leaps inside this pelt that is the remains of this Smilodon.
I'm sorry, it leaps inside the pelt?
Yes, it leaps inside the pelt and sort of wears it over its body.
That's terrifying.
That's probably
Horrifying.
helpful because he was really scary without, skin.
Well, I imagine he gets cold, too, with no skin.
Sure. Yeah.
It's winter.
And that actually takes 2 actions
Oh, good.
to do that. And then with its last action, he's just going to make a bite at Zancath with his with his jaws. So he attempts to bite, and it's as though he's biting with the Smilodon's mouth. So he tries to bite at you.
Sure.
A 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
he chomps down with this Smilodon mouth on poor Zancath, and you take
Does not feel good. Oh,
22
Lord.
points of damage.
Ew.
Wow. No, that was
okay.
that's a lot.
Thanks.
Ow.
And how does it break down the damage? It's actually different types of damage. It doesn't seem to.
It's got
It's
16
16
piercing
Okay.
and 6
piercing and
spirit.
6 spirit.
There we go. Yeah, 16 piercing damage from the teeth, and then 6 points of spirit damage as it sort of saps your will.
No, I don't like it. Did not feel good.
That is the creature's turn. That's all it can do.
I'm really excited. Really excited. I had to use 2 actions to get into the skin of another creature.
Corgo, what do you want to do?
Yeah, is this a Smilodon now? Is this like a lumpy, gross look zombie Smilodon?
It looks kind of like a Smilodon.
Is there a man's head like peeking out the mouth with the teeth hanging down, like, or what?
It's kind of weird. It looks almost like it's absorbed the Smilodon's skin, and it looks kind of like just a weird, lumpy Smilodon. Yeah.
I was in my head canon, he was just Macklemore now in like a thrifted fur coat.
Okay, Korgo's gonna say, Rengar, go. Rengar does.
All right, Hrungara. As soon as Hrungara starts getting close to this creature, Hrungara has to make a saving throw.
Oh.
Why? What kind?
You must make a will save.
Rengar rolled an 18.
That is a failure.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
Hrungara is frightened 1.
Yeah, well, that checks out.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, and Hrungara cannot attack the creature.
Oh,
So 2 things. Now that will tick down at the end of the next on the next turn,
Right.
right? So at that point, the effect will be gone. But for this round, Hrungara cannot attack the creature and is frightened 1.
Does it still count as flanking for me?
Yeah,
Cool.
sure, why not?
what can Hrungar do? Can Hrungara trip the teacher? Can't make an attack action at all, even if
That's
it's
right.
not a regular.
Right. Nothing with the attack trait.
Okay. What's another action Hrungar can do other than attack?
He can intimidate.
It has the attack trait
Nope,
too.
never
doesn't
mind.
Does it? I don't think it does because
I thought
it doesn't
was subject to the map. Maybe not.
No, intimidate doesn't.
Okay, well then you could do that.
Hrungar doesn't really,
Oh, you don't have that skill.
it's like a whatever. That's what we'll do.
I just
Hrungar will
can't
grab.
imagine that he's intimidated by a Smilodon after murdering 2 of them.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
you make a good point.
Okay, Korgo runs up, so Hrungar tries to growl, but Hrungar is scared. It's not very intimidating. Korgo runs up, has to make a will save also.
No.
Oh, Korgo doesn't? Because
No.
I assume
he's
it's
not a Smilodon.
Yeah, I assume it's the Smilodon skin that's making this affect your Smilodon, but I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know why it has to do that.
Maybe animals.
It could just be that it's a creepy creature that was eating a Smilodon. Who's to say?
Korgo would normally, make a knowledge check or something, but this is awful. This thing sucks, so he's just going to attack it.
Okay.
Hold still, 28!
Nice.
That is a hit.
Korgo runs up, stabs the thing for 8 damage. Because Hrungara is in range, and it's been a while since this has come up, whenever Korgo does damage to something and Hrungara is in position to attack it, that makes it off guard to everyone. So yes, it's
Cool.
off guard to you too,
Cool.
Aklep, for now.
Wow. All right, I'm just going to mark it as off guard then.
For 1 round.
Something you notice when you stab this creature, it seems like this pelt is providing some kind of protection. In fact, it's acting kind of like a shield.
Okay.
It has a hardness.
So it's making it harder to hit?
It makes it now hard to damage.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, that's Korgo's 3 actions. So he told Hrungar to move, Hrungar ran up there, and Korgo moved up himself and attacked and struck into this weird Smilodon creature.
The way this works is like a shield. If the creature gets hit, half the damage goes to the shield, half the damage goes to the creature. Oh, I guess in this case, not the shield, but the pelt. And the pelt has a hardness, and unless the damage it suffers exceeds that hardness, then the pelt doesn't actually take any damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Can we, before we move on, roll back a little bit? Since I'm kind of playing a new character, will you have mercy on me for forgetting a thing?
Yeah.
I have surprise attack,
Yeah.
which means that on the first round of combat, if you roll deception or stealth, creatures that haven't acted are off guard to you.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore,
which
I
means
should
you should get sneak attack
have gotten
damage.
sneak attack.
All right, yeah, roll that sneak attack damage. That's fine.
It's 4, so that was 9 total.
Okay, 4 extra points of sneak attack damage. That's fine. And all that goes through because the creature hadn't jumped into the pelt yet.
Yeah.
And that means it is now Aklep's turn. Aklep, your friends are surrounding this creature. What do you want to do?
So I get 3 actions.
Yep.
It doesn't put a negative for me to do a nature check first, just to see if I know what this is.
Yeah, you could do a nature check first. That's a great idea. Do a knowledge check. In fact, you would need to figure out what this is. You would need to do actually a religion check.
Oh.
Or if you had a specific kind of lore, which you don't have, I would tell you to roll that. But do you have religion?
I can do religion.
And what did you get?
It wasn't quite as good as a 14.
Yeah, so a 14 is not enough to figure out what this is, I'm afraid. You're not sure. You haven't seen or heard of something like this before.
Okay, so Aklep took a 5-foot step forward. He's gonna light the torch that he's holding
Okay.
with Grifka, and then throw the torch down. I don't know what kind of actions.
Actually, I thought I already had the torch on for you.
Uh-huh.
If you want to drop it, that's a free action.
Okay, I'll drop the torch.
You drop the torch. You actually have an action left then. If you did a nature check, you step forward 5 feet, and then you have an action left. Because dropping the torch is a free action.
Okay.
You could use an action to order your animal companion, your fire elemental, to do something.
Oh, so I have to make him do stuff. He won't just do it.
He has 1 action per turn for free
Okay.
that he will just do even if you don't give him an order. Like you could just say he will move up next to the creature, right? You could do that for free. If you spend an action, he'll get 2 actions to use.
So I want to cast a spell. This is time.
The problem is you don't have enough actions to do that because most spells take 2 actions.
No. Then yeah, I'm gonna need to order him to do something.
Okay.
Wait, what can I order him to do? Hold on.
Well, you could order him. Let's see what kind of skills does he have.
Shoot a fireball.
Yeah, I mean, basically he could shoot a flame tendril. It's an unarmed attack. There's a melee attack. He'd have to move up to do that, which, he could do. He could do a skill check. He's got intimidation. You could try intimidating. You could have him move up and try to trip the creature or some other kind of action like that.
Okay. Can I get him to move forward and tendril attack?
Yeah. So you order him to move forward. Where do you want to move him? There?
Yes.
Grifka, the fire elemental, moves up next to Harungara and is now in reach of this weird creature. And you want Grifka to attack. So can you open the character sheet for Grifka? I don't know if you can do that or not. Okay, great. So open the character sheet. And then under the diamond shape that lists your actions, you'll see the tendril listed there.
Yes.
And what did you get?
12.
12, which is a miss, I'm afraid.
Wow.
I'm going to point out at this point for you, Ashley, you have 1 hero point per session, so that would allow you to
good idea.
reroll if you want it. But you can save it.
I don't think it's worth it for Grifka's hit.
Well, we
Okay.
are about to run out of time for this session. So,
Oh, then it's
Yeah.
worth it for
Use
Grifka's
it.
hit.
oh well.
It was a 10.
That red 10 there indicates that it was a natural 1. So that was a critical miss.
So the worst hero point use ever.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
there's been
There's been worse.
worse ones.
Yeah.
I should also point out one other thing about your fire elemental. It has a support benefit. It burns your foes and sets them on fire. And if you use this, I didn't realize that it could do this until just now. As an action, it can use an action to, until the start of your next turn, your strikes that deal damage to the fire elemental would also deal 1d6 persistent fire damage.
Nice.
Okay. Well, since I
cool.
didn't
So-
do any fire, I don't think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you would need to do is activate the benefit, right? So you could use an action to do that next time with your elemental, and that would
Before
mean if you
I
hit
act.
the creature,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's a pretty nice benefit.
Sweet.
All right, so we're going to go back to the top of the round. Zancath. This creature has injured you. It's pretty tough, but now it's surrounded. What do you want to do?
Okay. So it is off guard. So I am gonna stab it again. That's what I was looking up. Does off guard give any benefit? It affects its
Armor
armor
class.
class. I don't have to worry about that. Cool.
Yeah, it's already taken into account. It's off guard
Okay.
right now.
So I'm going to stab it with my short sword. Oh, that's a 20 to hit. I'm going to hero point that. Wait.
Okay.
Did that succeed?
That did not.
I'm going to hero point that.
Yeah.
Well, that's worse. That's a 17. So apparently hero points are not our friends today.
The only hero points I had available for this session were a little bit busted. So,
Oh,
sorry.
so you're giving us like thrift store hero
They're slightly
points.
used.
Oh, come on, Mike.
Yeah. I'll spring for some better ones next time.
I hope so.
Please.
Okay, so that was your first attack.
That went badly, but I'm gonna try again and take the multiple attack penalty. Though honestly, I don't know what that is for 21 minus stuff. It's not gonna hit.
That hits.
Oh, it's
minus
minus
stuff?
because it's minus the multiple
minus.
attack penalty,
Oh,
which isn't on
okay.
there. Final action. I am going to feint. I'm going to try to draw its attention to Corgo, just as a distraction. So I roll a deception.
Yeah. Against its will DC.
13. Good gracious, my rolls are garbage. That's it.
Sort of tilts its head at you, doesn't understand what you're trying to do.
No, that's fair. I don't either now.
And now it's the creature's turn.
Yes.
The creature first looks at Hrungara, and I need Hrungara to make a will save.
I rolled an 18.
That is a failure. Hrungara is now confused
Ooh.
for 3 rounds. Confused means that you don't have your wits about you and you attack wildly. You're off guard and you don't treat anyone as your ally, though they might still treat you as theirs. And you can't delay, ready, or use reactions. You use all your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips, though the GM can have you use other actions to facilitate attacks, such as draw a weapon, move so targets in reach, and so forth. Your targets are determined randomly. If you have no other viable targets, you target yourself, automatically hitting but not scoring a critical hit. If it's impossible for you to attack or cast spells, you babble incoherently, wasting your actions. Each time you take damage from an attack or spell, you can attempt a DC 11 flat check to recover. So, let's see. We've got how many targets? We got 3 targets within range, and I rolled a 3, which means the well, that's great. That means that Hrungara looks hungrily at Corgo,
Oh.
and then considers the fire elemental, but then turns back to this weird creature and growls at it.
Excellent.
Good girl. Or boy.
Boy.
And that's the first action. Second action. Let's see. I'm going to... well, don't really have other good options right now for the moment. Oh, sure I do. Yeah, I'll do that. So the next thing it tries to do is it looks at Zancath and roars like some sort of weird Smilodon demonic creature. And tries to intimidate you, but rolls a natural 1. And all it manages to get out is sort of a scratchy noise that does not, in fact, intimidate you at all.
Lozage?
Is there a critical failure effect for intimidate?
I
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's no critical failure effect. All right, and with its last action, it just tries to bite you.
Yeah, sure.
32.
This is bad. That's a critical.
Oh, okay. A critical hit.
I'm going down.
Yikes. All right, here we go. 22 points of damage.
Oh,
Same as last time.
Wait, is that's not already doubled?
That's critical. That's everything doubled.
Excellent.
and
Okay, I'm
Rolled lower. Nice.
still up, just barely.
It tears into Zancath. Zancath is in very bad shape.
Could I actually do another thing?
Yeah.
I have nimble dodge, which is a reaction, and adds
Yeah.
+2 to my AC, which would make it not a critical hit.
Oh. You could do that,
I would
sure.
like to do that, please.
Yeah, good
All right,
idea.
so that brings it down to 11 points of damage.
Cool. I'm just going to give myself 11 back.
You already played your new character like a pro.
You know, like 3 or 4 turns after I should have done the thing. Yeah.
No, that was good.
And that is the creature's turn. Korgo, what do you want to do?
Korgo's concerned about this weird stare Hrungara cast his way. So how would Korgo give Hrungara actions? Hrungara gets one action by themselves. Can Korgo tell Hrungara to attack and get two actions? Because it seems like Hrungara's going to attack the thing.
I guess you understand that something was done to Hrungara, and Hrungara is not under your control at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's in that case, Korgo's just going to attack the guy.
Okay.
Or he's not a guy. Whatever he is.
The abomination. Unholy abomination.
Korgo rolled a 15, but he's going to use a hero point.
Hey, let's see if this goes better for you, bud.
Don't say it like that. Nope. Roll a 13.
Again, I'm sorry.
Mike.
I'll get better wins next time.
Mike, you just come on.
The only hero points I had on hand, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't been able to make a trip to the store. I'll get some next time.
Some premium.
Not looking great. Korgo's gonna yell at this thing.
Okay.
Korgo's gonna growl. Stay still, you great god physique. 9. So that's not intimidating. And
Nope.
he's going to use an action to help Zanketh hit on her turn. So he's going to use athletics to position his attack to make it more favorable for her to hit.
Ooh. Okay, cool.
So we'll see if he helps later.
Do you want to make that help roll now?
You have to make it right when she does.
Oh, okay.
Per
All
the
right.
rules, I mean, I could
see.
do it
That's
now,
fine.
but
That's fine. We will wait. That means that it is Hrungara's turn. Hrungara chooses to attack this weird creature. I'll roll that unless you want to, Josh.
I can roll it. That's
Okay,
fine.
go ahead.
26.
Oh, that is a hit.
Hey, the confused one manages to hit.
Oh, the creature is no longer off guard from your previous thing, though, is it?
But is off guard for Hrungara and I.
Yes, because you are flanking, but it's no longer off guard as a result of the whatever ability was it? Ability Korgo used earlier?
No, it's a support benefit between Hrungara and I.
Oh, right.
So that's a d6 plus 3, so that's 9 damage plus an additional 4 because it's off guard. It's sneak attack dice, so that's 12 total, 3 on the extra damage.
Wow.
Nice.
That gets cut in half between half goes to the creature, half goes to the pelt, and that means the creature takes 6 of that, and the pelt is going to take a little bit of damage from that. That means it is now Aklep's turn.
Okay.
Aklep, your friends have surrounded this creature. You've got your fire elemental right next to it. Your fire elemental could make an attack even if you don't command it to. It's got one action. If you want to cast a spell, now's a good time. Or if you've got some other ability, if you want to try to intimidate the creature, or if you want to do something else.
Okay, I want my fire elemental to use its support benefit. Is that an action for it? Is that the action he does, or did I order him to do that?
So I think the actions it can use for free are to stride or strike.
Okay.
Is that right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want it to use the support benefit, then you need to tell it, you need to give it more actions, right? So you need to give it commands.
Okay.
I think is it not passive? Is it an action?
It's got an
one?
action symbol next to it.
Okay, then yeah, it does take an action.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, Hrungara's says it's passive, so... Anyway, that's why I asked, just because I was looking at my
it
notes.
says fire elemental support benefit, but it has the action icon, the diamond-shaped action icon next
and
to
it also is under actions, not free actions
Not under,
or anything.
reactions or free actions, right? Or passive effects. So, yeah, I think you have to choose to do that as an action.
Okay.
So if you command the fire elemental, he'll have 2 actions. One of them can be used to provide the support benefit.
Okay. I'm going to command the fire elemental. So use the support benefit, and then I'm going to... Let's see how well he strikes this time.
Okay, roll that strike plus 9 thing there. 16. 16 is a miss. So he lashes out with a fiery arm, but the creature dodges out of the way. But you still have 2 actions left.
Grifka burns really angry when he misses. He doesn't like that.
Fair. I get it.
Yep.
I am going to cast Produce Flame.
All right, as a cantrip. There you go. 21. All right, so the creature is not flat-footed to you, is it?
I don't think so.
Or off guard, I should say. And that makes its AC... so 21 is not a hit because it's not off guard to you. So that is a miss.
This is furious.
So close.
Yes, it is infuriating. It was close to hitting, but it's not a hit. And that brings us back to Zancath. Zancath, this creature is towering over you. It's bitten you a couple times now. You're hurting it, but it doesn't seem like you're putting a lot of dents into it. What do you want to do?
First of all, can we say that when we were with the following, I picked up a healer's kit? I could pay for it if I need to.
You don't have the cool ability that Aklep does to just summon an item.
No,
if you want to have
that when I was with the following, I got one. Because I took the feat before I left the following and just didn't realize.
She didn't add it to her character.
Yeah.
You're about to do combat medicine, Jessica?
Battle
Is that what
medicine.
you're saying? Yeah. I mean,
if
she would.
you say I didn't get
If you've
one,
got that feat, the combat medicine feat, then yeah, okay, I'll say you bought a healer's
I
kit. That's
didn't
fine.
realize that it required a healer's kit to use.
Okay, that's fine.
So I will say I bought it and take the gold off. So first off, I'm going to do battle medicine.
Okay.
So I get to do 2d8s of healing.
That's cool.
Now that has the manipulate action, but this creature doesn't have attacks of opportunity, so he doesn't get to attack you.
Cool.
But that's worth keeping in mind in the future.
Right.
Good to know. I got a 16, so I succeeded by 1 and healed for 8.
8. Great. Zancath does some emergency medicine and patches herself up a little bit. What else do you want to do?
I'm going to stab it again. Maybe. We'll see how this goes.
Gorgo's helping.
That's a 31 plus whatever I get from Corgo.
You got an extra 1.
It's a 32 to hit.
You rolled a natural 20 also.
I rolled a natural 20. I didn't even notice that.
So that is a critical hit.
Okay.
So you've got to roll critical damage on that +1 short sword that you're using.
That's 24 damage.
Wow. Okay, so
Nice.
Zancath stops to bandage herself, and then the creature senses an opportunity and lunges toward her, but she was ready, and she stabs hard into the side of this creature, which cries out, and wow, that's a lot of damage. Now, again, the creature only takes half of that, but that's still a decent hit, and also a lot of that damage now goes through to the pelt, which is looking kind of not about to fall apart, but looking a little rough.
And the creature's off guard.
So, Zancath, you stab into this creature. It's looking bad. It's looking badly injured, but it's not about to die. Do you have any other actions left?
I guess I technically had to pull the healer's kit out, didn't I?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So it would have been an action to pull those out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That sucks. Okay, then I'm done. That's all 3 actions.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
battle medicine is an action, but it also says you are holding healer's tools.
oh, okay, yeah, you got
Yeah, then you have to
Or
Yeah.
you are wearing them and have a hand free.
In the future, if you want to stipulate you have healer's tools that you're just wearing, then that's fine.
Okay. But for now, that's it.
Okay, great. So now the creature gets to go. Oh, Rungara, we forgot to tick down Frightened, didn't we?
I don't really have a counter on it. I just have to remember to take it off in 2 more rounds.
Oh, it's gone anyway.
Oh, yes, I took it off, yeah.
Yeah, Frightened is gone. Confused is still there, but Frightened is gone. Oh gosh, well at this point I don't have a lot of cool things I can do aside from attack.
Now,
It's going to attack poor Zancath.
no, that seems fair.
And so here we go. First with Jaws. Another critical hit. Let's go ahead and roll the damage. It is what it is. What?
Well, that's just a
I
regular
forgot to roll
hit.
The critical. That was the regular
You
damage.
want me to
20
just-
points of damage is what it should be.
Okay, hey, guess what? I'm still up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have 1 hit point.
The weird creature bites into Zancath, who looks woozy but somehow stays on her feet. And the creature roars in frustration. And you know what? It's gonna try something different.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna try to turn around and maybe try attacking this fire elemental instead, because Zancath just refuses to go down. So let's take an attack on this fire elemental. It's gonna claw at the fire elemental. A 22. Does that hit? Yes, it does. So that is 21 points of damage to the fire elemental.
It's so mean.
Does it look kind of injured?
Yeah, he looks a little injured.
That reduces the fire elemental to 15 hit points. And seeing that this was successful, we'll try again. although it has a penalty now.
Did it have a penalty on its second?
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, it has a bigger penalty
Okay,
now.
cool.
It
Just
has-
making sure.
Yeah, so the claws are agile, which means it's only a -8 penalty this time, but still. And I rolled a 21.
Mike,
Yeah.
you give us discount hero points, and then you do this nonsense?
All right, so here comes the damage to the fire elemental. 15 points of damage, reducing it to 0.
How dare you?
I know.
We've barely known you, but we love you so much.
And that is the creature's turn with one of your party members unconscious and Zancath on the verge of being unconscious and Hrungara confused. Who knows who Hrungara will attack next? I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Snap out of it, Hrungar. What's wrong with you?
Poor Grifka.
Grifka!
Thanks for listening to Broken Tusk Rising. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The House of Bob, or by chatting with us on Discord, and most of all, by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. This show is possible due to all our patrons who get one-shots, commentary, and other cool stuff. Art for this campaign is by Sean Makes, and art for social media and audio production and music are by Mike. I'm going to take a moment to thank our current Patreon supporters, since we haven't done that in a while. Thanks to Elias, Pavel, Team Eamon, Luke Conroy, D. Chan, Garbanzo, Connor, Tom, Chris B., Gary, Jessica, Annette, Ben, The Pink Pastor, Scooter, Podrick, Tom, Mark, Josh, Brandon, Keith, Ellie, Bruno, Jessica, Wafflepocalypse, Craig T., and Ron. Thanks again for listening, and roll on. Sorry, just a moment. We're getting to the point of the game where creatures have so many abilities that I have to take a moment to think.
We're level 4.
Yeah. Well, this is Pathfinder. So
Oh no!
I'm going to turn off that light. Sorry, it's going to make it dim for a moment. And
No!
then I'm going to drop a light right here.
Can't see the creepy creature anymore. I'm not upset about that.
This creature's so evil.